Hello, welcome back again. This is Ayushi, health coach at Besugarfit, and today let's talk about potatoes. Now, how many of you have heard that potatoes will increase your sugar levels? I know everybody gives the same advice, right? But given the Indian cuisine, everything has potato in it. Be it aloo paratha, aloo gobi, aloo shimla mirch, aloo puri. So potato is kind of like the heart and soul of Indian cuisine. Is it really bad for you? Will it really raise your glucose levels? The aim of this video is to clarify all your doubts and concerns regarding potatoes. Yes, they are high in carbohydrates, but do you know that they are also high in fiber, potassium and vitamin B? We all know potatoes are rich in carbohydrates, right? It's been well established, it's everywhere, and we have heard it many times. And when we eat a potato based dish, these carbohydrates are again broken down to these sugar molecules, which is basically your glucose. As a result, glucose is released into the blood and the level of blood glucose increases. This increase in the blood glucose level signals the pancreas to start making insulin. And insulin is the one hormone which helps in regulating blood glucose levels by facilitating the transport of glucose from blood to the cells in the muscles and organs where it is utilized as an energy source. Now, in a diabetic individual, this mechanism is kind of like impaired, wherein insulin which is secreted is either not able to perform its function or the insulin secretion is very less. As a result, what will happen if they eat a potato? There will be a significant spike in their blood glucose levels, but because the insulin secretion is impaired, then the spike will not be managed really well. That's why we hear it everywhere that a diabetic should not eat a potato. But let's go into a bit more detail. Potatoes in general can be classified as a high glycemic index or a medium glycemic index food depending on the method of preparation, of course. A baked potato can have a glycemic index of 111, whereas a boiled potato can have a glycemic index of 82. But let's look into the glycemic load also. Based on the method of preparation, the glycemic load also varies. It can be either a high glycemic load food, a medium or a low one. Mashed potatoes will have high glycemic load. A boiled potato will have a medium glycemic load, whereas a potato which has been cooked and cooled down will have a low glycemic load. This is because of the development of resistant starch in it, and it will most likely not raise your sugar levels also. We know that potatoes are rich in starch, and the type of cooking method we choose can actually alter the structure of these starches. The best way to eat a potato is cooking it and completely cooling it down, which leads to formation of resistant starch in it, which actually delays gastric emptying time. That means the release of glucose into the blood will be slow and there will not be any spike in your blood glucose levels. So maybe a potato salad with some vegetables is actually better than a bowl of french fries. Other way wherein you can actually take care that it will not really give you a spike is keep the potato skin on. Yes, the skin will add a lot of extra nutrients along with fiber, and make sure that you combine it with a protein and a fat based side dish. So something like a baked potato or something like an air fried potato along with a side of vegetables and some grilled chicken or maybe paneer or soya on the side is actually a better combination. If we keep on eating the potatoes in the typical way that we used to, like combining potatoes with wheat in the form of aloo puri, aloo ki sabzi and roti, or maybe paratha, will actually lead to a spike in the blood glucose levels because the meal is not balanced in itself. There is no protein, there is no fiber, there is no fat, there is just carbs. And eating only carbs will definitely give you a spike. I think it's high time that we understand that potatoes are not really a problem if we consume it in a right way and in a right combination. Maybe air fry some potatoes and have it with some sauté vegetables with the protein side. That's never going to give you a spike. Grabbing a pack of potato chips or some french fries, and now there are frozen potato snacks available in the market also, which are very cheap and they are kind of like a quick fix for our mid-meal cravings, right? But we have to understand that these kind of potato preparations are actually very high in carbohydrates and in sodium, in fat also, and that too unhealthy fat. Apart from giving you a spike, they will also increase your weight. They will also increase your bad cholesterol, which is your LDL cholesterol, and decrease your good cholesterol, which is your HDL cholesterol. They will increase your blood pressure also, and they will increase your risk of developing cardiovascular diseases altogether. So not only for a diabetic, for any person who's been on a mission to move towards a healthier lifestyle, these kind of potatoes preparation should not be taken at all, because they'll not really do you any good. Combining potatoes with high carb side dishes, potato and rice, potato and wheat, these will actually make you gain weight, increase your blood sugar levels, and all in all together is not really a balanced food in itself. So make sure that while you are consuming potatoes, if you are a diabetic, you also have to watch your weight, because any increase in weight, if you are under normal BMI category or if you are overweight or obese, these small increase in weight also can actually increase your insulin resistance. Rather, you should be actually focusing on losing weight. And we have to stay clear of these processed preparations, which are very easily available in the market, very cheap also, but they are not doing us any good. Although it is acceptable for a diabetic to eat potato if they cook it and combine it with right ingredients, but some people might look out for some alternatives. The first alternative for a potato can be a sweet potato. Sweet potato, also known as shakarkandi, is high on fiber and have a good amount of vitamin A also. But remember that it is still high in carbohydrates. So that doesn't mean that you can have sweet potato in any quantity. Make sure that you combine it with a high fiber and high protein side dish, so that it will not really give you a spike. Some vegetables like cauliflower, carrot, pumpkin, squash can also be a great replacement for a potato. They are high in fiber, they have a low glycemic index, and you can either have them boiled, mashed, or even saute them. The last one can be lentils. If you are someone who craves for something like a potato tikki, aloo tikki, I think something made with lentils like a chana dal tikki can be a great replacement. They are low in glycemic index and they have good quantity of protein also. So make sure that when you are replacing lentils with potatoes, you take care of the quantity, because anything in excess will actually give you a spike. Poor potatoes have been given a bad reputation for centuries now, because they are high in carbohydrates, and consuming too much at a particular time will raise your blood glucose levels. But we also know that preparing potatoes in the right way, consuming in the right quantities, and combining it with low glycemic index and glycemic load food will not affect our blood glucose levels and our weight negatively. Potatoes can be a part of a healthy diet if they are included in the right way. So make sure that you stay away from the processed preparation of potatoes and the fried preparations, and combine it in a balanced way in your meals.